Thank you for joining us for this training video. In this video we will cover VAST storage groups. Throughout we'll discuss network storage groups and basic guidelines to follow in the recording storage section in VAST. First, let's add a network storage. Network storage is usually in the form of a NAS or file share, but anything that uses Windows file sharing protocol will work. Click Configuration, Station Settings, Server Settings, Network Storage Server Settings. Click Add. At this point you'll need the IP address of your NAS or computer with the file share. Please consult your documentation of the NAS to find its IP and authentication details. For a file share, there are many online documents on the web that could help you set up a Windows file share. If the file share is using Active Directory or domain login, then use those authentication details. Otherwise, use the details on your NAS. If the computer does not belong to a domain, try Workgroup. Once the account is added, click Close. Now let's open Configuration, Station Settings, Recording Storage Settings. The storage group at the top allows us to manage different groupings of recordings and assign cameras to each one. Let's give it a more descriptive name. We'll click Rename and type Group 1. Notice the paths in storage group. The behavior of this box is for VAST to record to one path, then once it is full it will start recording onto the next path in the list and so on. This path is the one I chose during the VAST installation. A quick note, if you're using a laptop to try VAST, make sure it's not pointing to your restore or recovery drive, because those drives usually don't have enough space for recording. By adding our network path we created earlier, we easily add storage for recording to our existing recording group. Click Add Network Path. Click OK, then highlight the share folders available on that server and click OK. If you see this you cannot access this folder message, you should check the file permissions on the folder. For my Windows share, I simply added everyone to the permissions list. Also, this reserve space indicates the amount of space the drive will not write to. Usually it's a little better to leave some free space on a disk for performance and some other reasons. With the settings we see here, the C recording folder will fill up, then the network path. When those are both full, it will start erasing the oldest files on the C drive again and record to it. If we want to add another physical storage location, we can instead click the Add Local Path button and choose from its options. If you have a lot of cameras on the system and you're concerned about storage throughput or the total rate at which your cameras are recording to the disk, then you can add another recording group to separate your cameras out. Usually 20 cameras is a good number to start adding additional recording spaces. First, I'll remove some cameras from Group 1 using the arrow button here. Next, I'll add a storage group with the Add button. I'll say yes to apply my changes, and I'll give it the name Group 2. Now I'll add the storage path. It's important to note here that VAST will not let you add multiple paths from the same partition to recording groups or recording paths. So when I apply these settings, VAST will simply remove it. It's better to use a different storage volume completely in these situations. This helps VAST manage your recordings better, and the same rule applies for its scheduled backup, which we'll talk about in another video. Instead of adding a folder from the C drive, we'll add it from the H volume. Now that we have that folder from the H volume added, we can move the available cameras to Group 2 that we removed earlier from Group 1. I will now apply our settings. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the recording storage groups in VAST. This concludes the video. We thank you for watching and choosing Vivotek. Remember to visit us at www.vivotek.com to see all of the latest Vivotek products.